Started on this one yesterday. I just didn't film it. It's an MS-251. I got all kinds of a mess on my bench, but just working on getting it back together. I think I got let's see. Those are steel parts. Yeah, I got a jumbled up mess on my bench. I got this 251 and John's Red 2236 pulled apart in the same general area. Yeah, why I chose to do that, I don't know. But we'll see how it goes. Remember, this piece goes right in there, but I think there's the coil go on first. How does it? I've had this apart for a month, so it's trying to, some of this is trying to remember where it all goes. Some of it is, I got a good idea. Some of it I got no idea. It's there. Here we go. I think this is the piece that I need. Yep. So this is going to go on first. And the fuel line runs through here. So I need to get a pair of pliers. That one off. Rinse this one off. This is one of those projects that just kind of snowballed. I thought it was just going to need a piston cylinder, and then it needed crank bearings or case bearings, whatever you want to call them. The bearing on the big end of the rod was good. Small end bearing I replaced. There were 6202 C3. I used Koyo bearings on these instead of the steel bearings. These were like $15 a piece. And I think the steel bearings were $28 each. So I got 2 bearings made in Japan for the cost of one of the bearings that was made in Portugal. And those bearings might be good, but they had plastic races in them, and I just rather go with something I know is decent versus something that I seen broken, tore up real bad. This one definitely goes on first. And this is the heat shield. It's going to go that way. just a stock rebuild. I'm not doing anything special to this. These look like they've seen heat. So, gonna guess these are the exhaust bolts. Really wish I was better organized with this kind of stuff, but my organizational skills are pretty much non-existent. Okay, that side's done. Here's this fuel line. It needs to. How does this thing route? I think just through this hole. All these intake parts I remember being a pain in the butt. I don't remember what went through there. Okay, that's gonna go in this way. I think this fuel line runs through here. It's either gonna run through there or through that rubber grommet. I don't know what else would run through that rubber grommet. Get all the intake pieces together. I'm hoping that's right. I think that line pushes in right there. And then this piece goes back behind here. 2 little plastic screws that need to go in before that goes. That's for the oiler. Don't know where I have the clutch drum for this saw. That's gonna be for that. These 3 plastic screws. One goes there, one goes there, one goes there. That's another case bolt. Discard. That's my other coil bolt. No washer. Or no, it should have a washer. Found the washer. Clutch bearing. Single bar nut. The work plate's over there. Those are for the seat cover. Alright, I think I can get a start here. Always looking for the tools that are right in front of me because, like I said, I don't organize very well. I don't want to get these threaded in too far because I think the kill wires to the coil run through here. So how does that thread in, or how to take it out? No. These route externally, so they go here, down, through there, and then, alright. Don't need to worry about that. I can get my screws set in. Got the neighbor kids hollering. Because I got the garage door open. It's way too hot if I had the door closed right now. Just gonna slip in there. And coil mounts like that. Both these are covered in oil, need to be rinsed off. pretty much all these bolts on this saw are 227. Even if you have had it apart for a while, they're not that bad to get back together. I don't even think those are tapped holes. A little piece of cardstock to get this coil. There we go. There we go. That's floating. That's where that goes. I have clearance all the way around. Good there. I like to leave the starter cover off, just in case you need to rotate the flywheel for anything. I usually put the starter cover on last. I already tightened that bolt on the flywheel. Not having any interference there. Trigger's clear. This is one of the later pieces to go on. Same with this one. That's for the choke. That's right, this one with them 5/8 plugs. And I took my adapter home. You just have to remember to tighten that plug. The plug boot's coming apart. I mean, that's an easy enough part to fix once it's all together, but it just kind of stinks to see that. It's like that plug wire's a hair too short. Plug wire is a little bit short, or else they crimped it. Crimped that coil on there. Kind of oddball, because it is up against cylinder fins. It's not something that I like to see. I guess that's why it's got that guard on it, but still, that's a lot of heat. Don't need to be on there. Guess this thing has a primer bulb somewhere too that I pulled out of there. That's all that is. And I'm thinking that these two little dots on this carburetor are stops. I think I need to drill those out to give that carb full adjustability. intake piece somewhere. I moved it. Oh, no, it's right here. This is the piece the intake squeezes into. That John's red on the bench, I have to get some sort of super glue and glue all the little anchor points in the chassis back in. You can kind of hear it rattling around, but these a little bit of super glue on the outside of these probably set them right back into place just fine. They're all loose. All of this I threw in the ultrasonic cleaner at work, cleaned it up pretty good. That's why I didn't assemble that one yesterday. That I felt kind of tired. I've had just terrible allergies all week. There we go. That's where it needs to be. Screws, that one's in. Have another one that goes over there for the oil pump. That one's got that one's got the serrations under the head. Huh. Might be this one. No, it's a smaller thread. I'm guessing I lost some. Probably lost some fasteners to this one. It's been apart a while. You hear my dog whining in the house. So I think the carburetor goes on next over here. But we gotta mod that so I can get in there and actually adjust it. And on this side, I got oil pump drive gear. It's gotta go on. I can't get none of that on until I get that screw in there. That's one that I don't have at the moment. It might be threaded into that old might be threaded into the last engine block for this thing. And a retaining clip for it. I don't have that either. So we're just going to get as far as we can with this one. That's Husqvarna. That's the coil on the Husqvarna. Or John's Red, or whatever you want to call it. Just the wear plate for the Stihl. This one might not have had a wear plate. I'm not seeing a spot to mount one anymore. I think this is for the Husqvarna as well. Air filter for the Stihl. Yeah, this is bad habits. This is the dirty workbench, but that's what you get when you have ADHD and saw building or building anything mixed together. I can't throw that side together until I have the screw for it. So I can take all my clutch, my big washer, throw all that back in the bin. These are really important for that Husqvarna coil. That's trash. Now we're modding the carburetor. I think I have a cut-off wheel over here somewhere. Sure do. And I'm thinking the fastest way through there is going to be cut-off wheel. If not, I can at least put a cut-off wheel, put a notch in there, and then turn it with a screwdriver and see if they pop out. These caps, I'm not a Stihl guy, so I don't know what's behind here, but they're limiter caps. They only let you turn the carburetor so far. And this thing burned up probably because it was lean, but the way these work is they only let you turn so far in either direction. So I only get 3/4 of a turn there on the high and the low. I get 3/4 as well. That's my full range adjustment. So I'm thinking that these are press-in caps, and whatever this piece in is here is also press-in, because there's no other marks on the outside for something to be a stop. So that's your stop for sure. And it is some sort of metal, not plastic. So let's start there. See if that'll allow us to turn this with a screwdriver at all. Not really. Has it loosened them up where they pop out? No. So my next move is probably to put a slot in here. See if it'll pop out. I don't think I have a bit that'll drill in there. I don't think I have any drill bits right now. Huh. Those aren't worth anything. this is a real rough way of doing this. I mean, drill bit's probably the best way. And actually, you're not supposed to do it at all. Now we can see there's this little piece in here, and pops out, and that's all it is a little stopper. Oops. Yeah, don't tell the EPA about that. Some of this EPA stuff doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, you know, we're gonna make something. You're gonna make something that's more efficient, but it breaks twice as fast. And then you have all the emissions of producing that same piece of equipment over versus, you know, letting the old one that, you know, might be a little less efficient if you let that one run its course. I don't know what the operating emissions versus manufacturing emissions comes out to be, but it's something that they probably ought to think about a little bit harder. And if you do this on any of your own equipment, you're, you know, through the dealer, your warranty is immediately void. This is one that had problems, and I'd like to be able to adjust the carburetor. That's the whole reason I'm doing this. I'm not telling you to do it, I'm not telling you how to do it, I'm just letting you know that this is something that I did. You're not supposed to do it. And that's what I ended up with. I'm going to leave these screws where they are because that's going to be approximately where it needs to be. Spray down that carburetor pretty good. I believe this just goes right in there. Yeah, I think I am missing a primer bulb. Am I? No. No, I guess this thing only has the one fuel line. So that means I routed that line incorrectly. It actually needs to come through this grommet. my head and right back to where it needed to be. Yeah, you should never wait this long before putting something back together that you tore apart. That's just foolishness. Come on now. Oh, come on. Oh man, almost had it. Need my hemostats. Those are at work. There we go. Just needed the tweezers instead of my fingers. Right. Now, anytime you got these little rubber grommets, they're going to give you grief. Now, fuel lines can handle oil no problem. So we're going to slick that grommet up with some 2-stroke oil. Slide it over. Then I'm going to use one of my longer carbide bits, the not sharp end, to push that grommet back into place. I got my grommet where it's supposed to go, and it's going to snake back right there on my carburetor. Like I said, this has all been foolish of me for taking this long to get this thing back together. There. Yeah, and that wouldn't snake around any other way. There. That looks right. These switch down in here. Back here. Echoes are so much easier to work on compared to this. I have a 490 build that's going to come up. Still getting parts together for it. There. Got the grommets. Bolts. Still have to force those wires into place. Where did the black one go? Over here. There it is. Yeah, I can fish them up right here. Hang on, I need my help screwdriver. All clear. That's not getting pulled on. Oh, dang it. Those little 8mm bolts I'm also missing. Oh, I seen them yesterday. That's gonna go there. Oh man, I gotta pull the carburetor back off. I do that all the time. I always forget that support that goes on there. And it's usually a pain in the butt. Let's get it back off of there. See if I can get this without throwing the wires all goofy again. Come on now. Now it's going to be a pain in the butt. Got wires out. Oh, that's dumb. Yeah, I was wondering why that little groove was there. I thought those pulled out of the top slot too. feel dumb if I've been taking all this part off camera. That one. Piece. I don't even know what some of these pieces are called. Like I said, the echoes are way simpler. Pull up on that a little bit. Take up some of the slack on that fuel line. Happy with that. All we got left is this choke, and I don't think it was that complicated. Just snap in there, right? That's the choke. Trash. Trash. This is gonna go on here. And the air filter goes on there. I think that's the old wrist pin out of this. They put a way lighter wrist pin in there. I mean, it's like half this thickness. So, it's got some sort of update's been done. All that I got left is starter cover, 2/8 for my intake, and everything on this clutch side, but I have to find that bolt first. It's probably in another bucket somewhere. Like I said, I'm just terrible about getting these, about organizing stuff. And then the handlebar, which the handlebar I got floating around somewhere. Anyway, maybe this weekend there'll be a video of it running. But that's it for this evening. Found my oil pump bolt, so I'll at least try and get the clutch stuff together as far as I can. Here's a bolt for the oil pump. Thread's in here. It's another T27 fastener. Everything is kind of fixed in place for the oil pump on this model. You'll know if it's wrong because you'll be able to see it. It's very clear. Some models use a washer. This model has a clip. Just gonna make sure that that clip is fully seated. Yep, it's fully seated now because it wasn't there. And I believe this is just gonna ride on that clip. double check a parts breakdown because I don't want to cook that gear or the pump, but fairly certain that's all I get is that little clip right there. I don't remember there being a washer either. On top of there, actually it sits flush with the crankshaft, so yeah, that's what you get. You get the clip, you get this big plate washer. It's marked top, so you know which direction to put it. And you can see it's floating around, not hitting my oil pump drive gear. Then you have your clutch. Clutch is a reversed red. To tighten it, it's like you're trying to loosen it. I hope that's enough, because I don't believe I have a deeper socket. And the clutch drum sits over here, but I'm thinking I was soaking that in some solvent. Let me pause and see if I can find it. Found it. So what do I have left for the clutch? Because I'm missing the clip, the retaining ring. Missing the retaining ring for the clutch, my 8mm washers to hold the intake on, which the local shop ought to have plenty of them. Actually, I spy 2 of them right now on a part saw. Get that guy. Clutch, you line up this notch in the clutch drum with the tang for that gear. Let me see if I have some grease for this. Thought I had some somewhere within reach. Thought it was blue waterproof grease for fishing reels. Corrosion X will work. Some lubrication is better than none at all. That notch lines up with my tang tab. I don't think I'm totally engaged. Actually, maybe I am. Something don't seem right. No, that's right, that's right. Unless I got the wrong bearing in there. And then the retaining clip, which is what I don't have right now. But I got a side cover, and the side cover will keep it all on. Till I can get to the dealer, get my clip. I really need to make sure I don't leave that inside of there. nuts off. Oh, dang it. This is the one where that's going to be an issue. Pause and find pliers. Found pliers. Oh, that is more. That's worse than I thought. Now, I need to buy one of the sockets from Stihl that's super thin wall. Let me go try another pair of pliers. Oh man, this is ridiculous. Come on. I only need to do this twice. Well, I'm breaking all this. Then get my side cover on, top cover on, and hit the chain brake. That might be good to start it. I don't think I have any of them clips anywhere. Nope. Sure don't. Hey, I got it. Hopefully, since I slicked that one up, it's not going to give me as much trouble. Oh, spoke too soon. That is ridiculous. It's a little ridiculous. Handle has 1, 2, 3, 4, has 4 bolts. 5 bolts on the handle. Stuff underneath. Cover. Fairly confident that was for the wrist pin, not the clutch, but we'll find out. Okay, this is the one for right here. I think, yeah. It's the only one that has the little serrations, and then there's witness marks from the serrations up here. There's that. Oh, yeah, I'm doing something majorly wrong. These actually go in here. So I'm in the process of stripping out fasteners. Now these are going to be a pain in the butt to thread in. Or maybe not. Those damaged threads just act like Loctite. Now we got these. I thought those went there. Yep, that goes there. That's where these go. There's my other fasteners. So, I don't know, not bad for 2 months. I only lost the lost them 2 nuts there. Had some other hiccups, but should be able to fire it. I still have a bar and chain for this thing in really good shape too. Yeah, that's wrist pin bearing. Yeah, that's trash now. Do that. Throw that on there. Stretch. I'm not going to worry about bar oil on this one. Well, everything's in there. Let's just throw the top cover on. That way it's all in one piece. Full choke. Choke, half choke. Alright, it just needs carb adjustment from here in that ring for the retaining clip, and then it's